Hello everyone, Kevin from K-Tech Services, back again for another educational digitizing video. Today's video is going to be on off-centering designs in Wilcom. I've been asked the question, how do I go about? I don't want it to center. I want it off-center when I save out to it. I said, okay, Wilcom has a different way of actually saving the center. But first thing we're going to do right off the bat is since we're working with Melco machinery today, we're going to make sure that my profile is set to Melco in Wilcom. So to do that, we go to Design and select Machine Format, and then make sure that I have the machine set to Melco since I'm working with a Melco machine today. There's different information it's real important to do this because it has information that when you save the file for a Melco machine or that's the reason why there's different profiles for different machinery, because it saves important information to the file for that specific machine. Okay, so make sure if you're working with a Melco, you set it to a Melco. Okay, all right. First thing here. So now for centering under design and under auto start and end, this is where it's set how Wilcom actually centers the design. So right now, when I save this to a machine file, it's gonna put a center auto start and then a center auto end, okay, because I have it set to that. So just to show you that, I can just go save it to a Melco expanded exp. Okay, I'm just going to let that do its thing and save out to a Melco expanded. Then I'm going to jump over to Melco OS, and I am going to load that file that I just did, but it's under expanded, so I'm just going to make this a little quicker. I'm just going to set the profile to it. And there's my profile that I saved. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and import that in. Of course, I have a bigger logo here. That's fine. It doesn't matter. So obviously when I loaded it, it's centered. Okay, so if I put my crosshairs on, I can see that. Okay, and that's normally the files that you load into your machine should be centered like this. Okay. Um, Now, if you did in Wilcom, if you did want it like off center a little bit, so you go back to design and you go to auto start and end, and then you just change the position. Wilcom actually has a couple of different positions that you can actually save it. Now, just FYI, it's backwards. I don't understand why, but so if I click it here, it's going to save it to the bottom. If you save it to the down, it's going to save it up. Okay, so just to show you that, I'll just leave that there, and then I'll export it out to the same file name. Let that save to a Melco expanded, and once that's done, I'll flip back over to Melco OS, and I'll load that same file again, and it's going to be to the top. Okay, so just so you know, that basically how it's going to do. It's going to be play with it. You'll get the idea how it works. Now, to be honest, I kind of think I know what my customer was trying to do to a point, and you can do that. To me, to be honest, I think I know what. If you want to off-center it, great. But then, to me, that's not the quite okay. Okay, I have to flip it, all right. But and then then I have to move it anyway to kind of get the right position. So I kind of think I'm going to show you another idea, but I think what my customer was referring to. Um, so I'm just going to go back to Wilcom and go back to the auto and then just save it as a center. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and save that out and and let that save to expanded. Okay, and again, you could do it any way you like, but to me, this is kind of the way I'm thinking about it. I'll show you here. Now go back to Melco OS. I'm going to load that file back in. Oh, this one here. Okay. Okay. So obviously I'm going to go ahead and flip it. Okay. I think, some customers like, and including me, likes the logo off to the side in the corner of the hat. Okay. And of course, in this case, I'm going to go to my machine and I'm going to move it over to where I want it. Okay. Because, and then I'll have to sew it out and I'll kind of have to figure it out. So, okay. So let's say I want it right there in the corner. That's exactly where I want it. Okay. Of course, off centering it in Wilcom or even for any other software, it doesn't really matter because you're going to have to position it anyway. It's going to be more difficult to kind of match that up. But this way is going to be a quicker way. So let's say for repeat orders, okay. So now I got it. I sewed it out. That's perfect. It looks great. And then I don't want to spend that extra time next order to try to find that right spot. Okay, so I got it in the right spot right now. So go to File and then go to Save As and save it as another name, a Melco OFM file. Okay, I'm going to name it number 2. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and save this. Okay, and then I'm just going to load something else here, or no. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to load another file. Okay, let's say down the road, new order comes in for more of those caps. Okay, and I go to the file where you saved the OFM, because you saved that new file with the new position is what you did, and find the file KTech logo 2. Okay, and then load it up, and it's going to load up right in the same spot as you figured out before. So that's a better way of doing it if that's what you're after. So obviously I showed you the way that basically you could save offset, not centered in Wilcom. But this is the other way to, if I'm thinking right, what my customer was kind of thinking of doing, is wants to stay at the position that where they sewed it out, and found the spot that it needs to be in. To me, then at that point, save it as an OFM, and then just obviously remember where you have that located, and then obviously when that reorder comes in, then you can just load it up and you're ready to go. Okay. I hope this was educational for you. Please give me a thumbs up and a like, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for stopping by.